So here's a story. It might seem a little off topic, but I don't know. It seemed pretty important to me. What if scientists are wrong about global warming? Meaning, what if they've been underestimating how bad it's going to be? There's new evidence that's exactly what's happening, and that the nightmare, worst-case scenario will unfold in decades rather than centuries. New York Times reporting that researchers think the massive West Antarctic ice sheet is melting even faster than previously thought. So fast that combined with other ice melts around the world, the total rise of the sea could reach 5 or 6 feet by 2100, which is so high it would likely provoke a profound crisis within the lifetimes of children being born today. To quickly explain all this, I'm joined by climate scientist Radley Horton. Okay, Professor, what are we learning, or what is being revealed that we didn't realize before?
Bottom line is, if we went back about 10 years or so ago, we thought we'd only see about 1 or 2 feet of sea level rise per century, basically due to expanding of the ocean as it warms and melting of ice on land. At first, 10 years ago, we thought it was really just the temperature of the air that could sort of melt the surface of the ice. What we've learned in the last 10 years, including in this new study, is that there are a number of insidious ways that that land-based ice can melt and make its way to the sea. It's not just the air touching it, it's changing dynamics that cause it to move, and in this case, an instability along a cliff face where the water meets the air that can lead to steady, rapid.
We're learning all these things about how the dynamics of how these huge chunks of ice melt, and what we're learning is they melt faster than we thought.
Absolutely.
And what does that mean for us?
Well, I think the first implication is that we need to realize that we're only learning about these processes as we begin to observe them. That suggests basically right up front that we can't predict exactly how much change in sea level we're going to get, but the more we push the system, the more we allow increasing greenhouse gases to push us outside of things we've experienced in the past, the greater the risk of these Frankenstein surprises, whether they're rapid changes in sea level, melting of Arctic sea ice, a range of possibilities.
The difference between, say, 2 feet and 6 feet, I mean, it's like, well, that seems like a lot, but what does that, I mean, the habitability of America's coasts, what does that mean in that respect?
It's tens of millions of additional people globally exposed to coastal flooding if we have 6 feet instead of 2. It also means much more frequent flooding. 6 feet of sea level rise for many parts of the world turns what's currently a flood event that happens once every 100 years into something that you can expect every decade, even if storms don't get any stronger.
That completely alters the habitability of certain places and the kind of infrastructure necessary and large concentrations of population. I mean, we're talking like massive, massive dislocation.
Many low-lying areas where it's impossible to build seawalls and adapt, either because you don't have the financial resources or the geography won't support it. There's going to have to be retreat from these coastlines. It's a huge dislocation.
Retreat. Radley Horton, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. Up next, why the